welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sean. I'm back for another video, and welcome back to another episode of hashtag I Said What I Said. This is where I share my uncensored, unfiltered, and unapologetic thoughts and opinions on things that matter to me. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the topic of race. A couple of issues have popped up on YouTube where some of the most popular YouTubers have come out and apologized for wearing a blackface in previous videos. Yes, blackface. We're going to talk about all of that, their apology videos, a little bit of everything. Now keep in mind, this is not a tea channel. That is not what I'm into. However, this is a learning opportunity and a teachable moment for those who think like they do, who are comedians or those who find these kinds of things funny. This is for you. But I also want to just use this opportunity and this platform to speak about race, to have an open dialogue. Now keep in mind, you may be triggered. This is your trigger warning. If you were overly sensitive, if you are someone who's easily offended, this video may rub you the wrong way. But again, I give no apologies. This is my opinion, and opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has one. This just happens to be mine. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So two of the biggest YouTubers on the platform are Shane Dawson and Jenna Marbles. Now, you may or may not be familiar with their work, but they are both sort of comedy channels here on YouTube. They've been on YouTube for a long time. I would definitely consider them to be pioneers, and they've recently come out with apology videos apologizing for some of the content that they've made in the past. They've both admitted to doing blackface in the past as a part of some of their comedy routines. Jenna Marbles did a Nicki Minaj sort of spoof video where she was in blackface, and Shane Dawson is notorious for also wearing blackface and trying to act in a manner that he believes is stereotypically black, and they've both come under fire and they've both issued apology videos, except Jenna went even a step further and said that she's no longer, at least for now, going to be uploading content to her channel. From the snippets that I've seen of Shane Dawson, I've immediately found him to be problematic, especially with the stereotypical black little fake accent that he was trying to do. Never really cared for any of that. Always thought it was over the top and, like I said, stereotypical. But I was familiar with Jenna. Jenna is very funny. I've never seen that black-faced video that she posted, but she has several of videos like that where she has more than one video of her in blackface. I missed all those videos because I stopped following her quite some time ago. But like I said, so they have the apology videos that came out. My problem isn't so much the apology videos. My problem is some of the things that I've seen in the comment section where people are saying, you guys are taking this too far. You guys are being petty. You guys, you know, we forgive you, Jenna. And when you look at the avatar of people saying, we forgive you, Jenna, it is a white person. First of all, that is so frustrating. It is not your place as a white individual to forgive another white person on behalf of any minority, any marginalized group. If it's like somebody stubbed my toe and you're like, I know that person stubbed your toe, but they're sorry, so I forgive them. Now, this is not to say that people can't grow, that people can't change. Of course, we want to allow people the opportunity to grow. But some of these individuals are still exhibiting the same behaviors as the past. They haven't grown, they haven't learned anything. And people still have to take accountability for their past. But if they're feeling bad about racist things that they've done in the past, they should. I would be more concerned if they didn't feel some kind of way about the things they've done in the past. I think it's time that a lot of you realize that your faves can be, have been, and some of them still are problematic. How many second chances has Jeffree Star had? He is on his millionth second chance. He keeps saying that it's in the past. He keeps saying, I was 19 or 20 years old when this happened, when I was, calling black people the N-word, and when I was, doing all these racist jokes. That was a long time ago. Well, it wasn't a long time ago when he was, bad-mouthing and saying all these racial slurs towards Jackie Aina and towards Makeup Shayla. That wasn't a long time ago. Just admit that these people haven't changed and you're okay with it. All of these people trying to make excuses for their faves is just annoying. If you want to buy Jeffree's makeup, go ahead and buy it. But stop acting like we should forgive him because you forgave him. There is no eyeshadow palette in the world amazing enough, pigmented enough for us to overlook racism, misogyny, bigotry, especially with Jeffree Star being in the LGBTQIA community himself, for him to also look down his nose at another marginalized group, he has some nerve. All you All Lives Matter folks get on my last nerves, okay? All Black Lives Matter. How about that? Some people can't even curl their lips to say Black Lives Matter. They just want to say all lives matter. It's not about all of us. All of us aren't getting murdered in the street. All of us aren't having our sons get shot down for playing with a toy gun in a park. All of us aren't getting shot for having a weapon in their car, which they are carrying legally. All of us aren't having a police officer kneeling on our neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That's not happening to all of us. That's happening to Black people. You're not getting murdered in police custody. That's not happening to white people. It's happening to Black people. That's why Black Lives Matter. It's amazing that there are so many white people that are just now realizing exactly how racist this country has been towards Black people, not people of color. I'm not even a fan of that term anymore because not all people of color have it the same. But now that you're realizing, now that they're tearing down Confederate statues, and now that they're getting rid of the Confederate flag at NASCAR, and now that you're thinking about changing the name of military bases, now that you're seeing exactly how racist this country has been, now that it's the first time some white people have even noticed. Everything has been about you for so long, you haven't even noticed how any other race has been treated. Washington Redskins? The nerve, the audacity. Now that you're realizing that Ancient Mama have you seen the picture with Ancient Mama? She's smiling on the box, but when you see the image of her from the waist down, she has shackles on her feet. While she's smiling with that stack of pancakes, she's literally in chains. And people are still like, really, you're going to change the name? People are so comfortable. As long as everything is the way that they want it. You can look at America with rose-colored glasses if you want to, but don't expect the rest of us to. America's only been good to a certain group of people. We used to be considered as 3/5 of a person. Can you imagine? This country used to consider human beings as a fraction. We didn't even used to be a whole person. That Constitution was never written for people of color. You want us to feel patriotic on 4th of July when we weren't even free? You experienced Independence Day in 1776. We didn't get it till 1865. Our Independence Day is June 19th, 1865. That's when we were free. So you want us to stand up and have the same level of patriotism that you do when you stand for the flag? This country owes us 40 acres and a mule. We never even got that, but all we're asking for is equality. We're not asking for more than what you have. We're not asking for above and beyond. We're asking for the same rights that you have. We're asking for every bit of the ideals that people swear that America is all about. We're asking you to live up to your promises. That's all we're asking. And people act like that's too much. You say that slavery happened so long ago and why can't we get over it? Because we're still dealing with the after effects of slavery. We're still dealing with it to this day. We fought in every war this country has ever had. Do you know that when the Black soldiers fought in the war overseas, they would have their uniforms on, but they couldn't be seen in those uniforms when they got back to America? That they would get beat up for it, sometimes even killed for it, because somebody said that if a Black person had the same uniform as a white person, the Black man would feel that he's just as good as the white man. So we could fight for your war, but when we got home, we couldn't even wear the same uniform. We're fighting for freedom, but then get back here and still aren't free, still segregated, still experiencing things like redlining, still being over-policed. Part of the role of the police back in the day was to enforce Jim Crow laws. I mean, there's so much to America's history that's ugly. That's why when you have somebody saying, make America great again, we're like, well, when has America been great? That's something that we're striving for. There's no again. Now, if you're saying make America great, I'm all about that because it should be better. It could be better. But make it great again, when was it great? Was it great when they were killing the Indians? Was it great during slavery? Like, when was it great? That's something that we are aspiring to, not trying to return back to. But there's a whole lot to it. And like I said, this video is a rant. Again, I will not make any apologies for anything that I said because everything that I said is true. If your history offends you, do better. Do better. Shout out to all of the white YouTubers, white influencers who have pure hearts, who are being allies, not the ones who are doing it for clout, not the ones who are jumping on the bandwagon, not the ones who are treating Black Lives Matter like content or like it's a trend. It is so amazing to me how all of these companies are jumping on the Black Lives Matter. I do appreciate if it's, like I said, if it's genuine, if it's pure of heart. But some people are doing it for clout and because they want the black dollar. Some of these companies only care about your green dollar. They don't care nothing about your black skin or your brown skin. They just want you to keep spending money with their company. And there are some who believe in what we believe in. Some who know that that old school line of thinking is dying out. Your great-great-grandparents and all these races, they're dying out. And we are more open-minded. That's why I'm so happy to see all of these white people at these Black Lives Matter rallies. We are not our grandparents and our great-great-grandparents. We are our own generation. We are our own movement. Like I said, huge shout out to our allies because we cannot do it alone. It is not the responsibility of Black people to end racism. We are not in a position of power. A lot of you are. We are the minority in this country. You are the majority. We need you guys to stand with us and to speak up. When you work with a brand and you know good and well that brand is not paying your black counterpart the same thing, speak up. Speak up. Every black influencer knows what I'm talking about. When you realize that they're not paying the white girls with the exact same following, when they're getting a completely different pay scale than you for the exact same following, or they're getting opportunities with half the following that you have, like, there's so much going on. There's so much more to it. We have to have these conversations, as uncomfortable as they may be. They are necessary. The situation will never get better if we continue to ignore it. I'm glad that we're having these conversations, that these dialogues are being had, that there are white people asking, what book should I read? They're trying. I appreciate the white people who are now suddenly becoming woke. I hope that you stick with it and that you raise your children to feel the same way. I love when I see little white children at these Black Lives Matter rallies. Hope that your parents are raising you right, because hate is the only reason why we're here. Only love can conquer hate. I hope that you guys join the conversation. If you are white and you happen to be watching this video, I hope that you learn something. I hope that you don't just use this as content. Don't just let this be something for the moment, but something for a lifetime, something that you instill in your children so that we can make this world better, that we can actually make America great. Not again, because it's never been great. Be real about that. They always say we're the richest nation in the world. Everything isn't about money. Yeah, we have more money than other countries, but do we have equality? Until all of us reap the benefits of this country, can it really be great? Like I said in the beginning, this is a rant. If you're expecting an apology for this video, you will never get it, because I meant every single word that I said. If you were offended, only hit dogs holler. And like I said, I didn't even want to make this video because I knew that I'd be passionate about it, and I knew that I would just want to just rant. And I try to let my channel be a place of positivity and love and light, but there is no reason for me to have a platform this big and not do anything positive with it. As the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. And it is my duty as someone with a platform to speak up for those who have been forgotten, to speak up for those who have been marginalized, and especially if that group is my own. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.